Hello everyone, thank you very much for waiting, and I'm very excited to bring you this good news. The epic journey to becoming a software engineer with programmer Tsatsu. I like to talk about myself. My name is Edward Akoli Tsatsu. I'm a software engineer. But first of all, this is very fascinating, right? You want to know how I landed up this job and how I became a software engineer. I attended Ghana Communication Technology University. I studied telecommunication engineering as my first degree. I think level 200 down the line, I went for an internship program and I was bounced. And they asked me a lot of questions and I couldn't answer them. And then I realized that, in the telecommunication space, I'll need to have a lot of money to do a lot of courses in the networking field and all. I was very confused and I didn't know what I want to become. So then I got interested in programming, right? I saw a lot of people building softwares and it was very interesting for me. People were also doing hardware with robotics. But funny enough, I wasn't having the money as at that time to buy the kits. So I decided to bounce straight into becoming a software engineer. The first programming language that I chanced on was C++. So I decided to engage more on what C++ is. I came across a book called Dital and Dital. I spent my time in the library just to understand what Dital and Dital means, what this book means, what programming look like and all. So at the end of the day, I got some great internship from Ubuntu Technologies after I went to Base Group. And I went to some few companies. At the end of the day, I got to understand what system look like. I focused on machine learning, data science, where I had great mentors like Derek. And here I am today as a software engineer. I have worked with Tentable before as also a software engineer. Then I left to Absa Mobile, also a fintech company in Ghana. Great. So that's a little bit about myself. We are not interested about that one yet, but just to know who you are listening to. That's great. So let's talk about how to become a software engineer, the journey, the epic journey. People think it's so difficult and all. But trust me, if you follow this episode, by the end of the episode, I'm sure you have some good write-ups, some good paths, some good journey, some good roadmap on how to become a software engineer. And trust me, you're not just going to become a shallow engineer by guess. You're going to become a good software engineer. First of all, let's talk about what a software engineer is and who a software engineer is. So the what a software engineering is and who the software engineer is. The who is a personality and the software engineering is a process or a part or a principle, a guidelines, a journey on how something is being formed because it's a process, right? So let's talk about what a software engineer is. Think of a software engineer as an architect of the digital world. We design, we maintain systems, and we build everything from our favorite apps to crucial business softwares. Software means you are interacting with the CPU, interacting with the RAM, interacting with the computer straight away. In terms of code, in terms of byte code and everything. Remember that the computer understands only zeros and one. That's binary. But you want to talk about how you can get there. So how you can get there as a person, then you become a software engineer. People also call themselves software developers. The developer is also there. The engineer is also there. I prefer to use the word engineer because I love to solve problems because that's who an engineer is. Look at problems and to solve them. So in the episode 1, I'll talk about how to become a software engineer, who the software engineer is, and what the software engineer is. But now let's talk about why is it so exciting? Why is it so fascinating? Why is it so intriguing? Let's talk about that, right? So imagine creating your next big social media platform like Facebook, Amazon. You want to create this big platform. How do you start? You want to start by engaging the computer. Talk to the computer, how the computer works. So it's a software. It appears on the computer. So now how do you want that to happen, right? So you want to understand programming. That's where you come right now. So you want to understand programming and what programming is like and all. In my next episode, I'll talk about choosing your adventure, your education pathways. But in the end of this episode, I hope that you have understood what a software engineer is and who a software engineer is and why it's so interesting. It's interesting because you want to build system out there. You want to become the next big engineer you see yourself. You want to build softwares that will be able to do a lot of crazy stuff, right? I know you see people playing PS, people playing games and all, you wonder how these things comes up, right? At the end of the day, it's the journey of a software, right? Software, it appears on the computer. Hardware is basically what you see, you can feel and touch. That's all our long day ICT school tutorial, right? So these are at the end of episode 1, and I believe that you have been able to understand what a software is and who a software engineer is.